Hey everybody, we're live talking about garage sales.
Are we live?
We are now.
Okay.
I just got
And we're live from Angela's garage sale.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So while
If you're in Lowell, Massachusetts or the vicinity, head on down.
Come on down. The prices are low and the quality's great.
Come for the signs, stay for the deals.
And meet Angela. It's a meet and greet as well.
God, right?
Hey everybody, welcome to Days for Dummies. Get out of that student union, walk across the quad. The lecture hall doors are open, classes in session. And I'm here. Hey everybody, it's me, Matt.
Hi, everybody's Cat.
And it's Angela with Matt and Cat.
And we're going to talk about Days of Our Lives this week. And probably about Days of Our Lives from 38 years ago. A little bit.
We do tend to do that a little.
Because we do that now, because I've been watching it. Hey, Laura. Laura's here as well. Laura, hello, Laura, and anybody else hanging out. And anybody else hanging out. So, so good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or good middle of the night, whenever it is you're watching this. Hey, so this week I've got another fun cover art for this week's podcast. It's Mark holding Chad and Abigail at Cupcake Point because of YouTube censors, and I want to get around them. But I've come to realize this is the third time that I've used this little trick when it comes to like having fun with the cover art, and it makes me realize how many weapons exist on Days of Our Lives. Connie with a knife. Guns in the hands of Mark Green, former mayor of Union City, California.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't his gun reminded me of something? It reminded me of a toy gun.
Hey, Jeannie.
Like something that you would have when you were a little kid,
like a little,
with the little caps in it, you know?
A revolver cap gun.
Yes. That's what it reminded me of.
It definitely
old school from one of those little cap guns.
It definitely came off like a revolver for sure. It's not your regular pistol, your soap pistol that you're used to seeing. This thing was a little old school. This was almost like a cowboy gun.
Exactly. It was a cowboy gun.
So, I mean, Clyde Weston was the one that somehow provided this weapon to him all the way in Paris while I'm locked up in Salem.
Yeah.
But gun in a box nonetheless.
He's got connections wide all over the world, doesn't he?
This man is more connected than Victor Kiriakis and Stefano Demira combined. Clyde Weston, the worst villain to come through Salem in the last 15 years.
Yeah, I guess.
I want to know who his associates are. So what we can do is we can spin from here, talking as if we're sitting in the writer's room, and say that he has some sort of benefactor. You know, Victoria Kiriakis, Victor's secret sister, played by Helena Cassadine, you know?
So why does he hate the Demiras so much?
I don't understand why he wants Mark to shoot Chad. I don't understand where we've gotten in this thing. Hello, Kelly.
The only thing I can think is just that he just wants Chad dead, where fake Abigail can wire him some money.
I guess.
And he's the best mark for it, I guess.
I guess they're married now. Or they got married. They didn't stop it in time.
They got married.
Well, I mean, is it legal though, since she got married to him as Abigail?
I don't think it's going to be legal, and nothing's been, nothing's been filed.
Right.
Yeah, they haven't made it back to the United States to file the paperwork, the marriage certificate, all of that.
Right.
Plus, Steve Johnson was there to knock the tar out of Mark. Old Patchy's showing up.
He
knows the truth. He and Kayla figured it out this week.
He did. You know what? He was pretty slick. He was pretty slick with he was pretty slick with providing samples to Mark that were yeah.
Yes.
He and Kayla, it was pretty funny.
Steve Johnson, what a man. What a man, what a mighty good man, right? I'm blown away. I've become such a Steve Johnson fan over the last month.
I have too.
Not only from what we're seeing now, but also, me seeing some of those clips from his grand debut, where he was just the slickiest, greased up thug, And so there's been a large evolution for this man.
Mm-hmm.
Angela's gonna go make a sale. All right, everybody settle in. Let's watch closely. Is it gonna be a stuffed bunny? Is it gonna be an Old Spice rack? Will it be some sort of forgotten treasure from a relative that they've lost contact with? Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
A whole lot of school stuff.
Yeah, so she's doing the kid purge, right? The kid purge, as we all do when we're not
she's doing the kid purge, and she's doing she's doing a daycare purge, where she just has all kinds of supplies.
So, in a time in a mother's life when they realize when they accept that no more little tiny ones, except for grandkids or nephews, nieces, are gonna come through.
What you eating, babe?
This is instant oatmeal Quaker.
Quaker
instant oatmeal.
Okay.
I microwaved it in less than 3 minutes.
Okay.
And I still didn't have enough time to eat it before this thing.
All right.
But I do have some good coffee.
So, yeah, I loved it. Good old Patch saves the day, conks Mark over the head.
Knocks him clean out. And we all love a little bit of soap violence here on Days for Dummies.
Yes. And I knew, I said, oh, Steve's going to bust through there right any second now and gonk that dude in the head.
Boom.
But you know what? I thought Clyde was kind of sloppy and kind of not smart on this one. Mark Green's not a murderer. He's not. No. He don't have that in him.
No. So I if I were to climb into the mind of Clyde Weston as best that I possibly can, as the only character in Soapland right now affording me the ability to do this voice, I'm starting to get real mad at that Saturday Night Live lady, taking all my voices away from General Hospital. We'll talk about that at 11, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, if I were to climb into the mind of Clyde Weston, I would say that maybe I'm targeting these people because they're not murderers. Maybe there's a higher chance that they'll get away with it because they will not be suspected. But when you choose people like that who have absolutely no, I'm a bad guy skill, as this family continues to show us, it fell apart just as quickly as it launched.
It did. You know, it was an interesting week on Days of Our Lives this week because they wrapped up, they came to the end of a couple of arcs.
Yeah.
And then actually in the last 3 weeks, they're going to be, they won't be ending 3 arcs because Connie's arc is done.
Yes.
Looks like not really the entire arc of Abigail is certainly not over, but her facade of being fake Abigail is up.
Mm-hmm.
That part of the arc is, I know it has future story, but that part's out.
Yes. So, I guess, I don't know how true it is. You know how it is. I don't trust anybody. I'm a big skeptic. I don't believe anything. People make up stuff so often.
And then Fiona was found out as well.
Yeah, so all of these stories are coming to an end. Which means that brand new stories are gonna come up, like Johnny and Chanel. I
think Johnny is gonna mess up. Johnny is gonna mess up and sleep with some little strange girl.
Oh my gosh, I think the previews already showed that.
Yes.
So I think the previews have already showed that. I don't know if it's gonna, be a dream of Chanel's or a fantasy of Johnny's or a reality. I don't know. I don't know Johnny and Chanel. I don't really know them very well. I know them from this interaction and exchange that they've had, but I don't know their previous relationship and their previous marriage.
No.
So I don't know. I don't necessarily really have a feeling about what's going on with that couple because I don't know. I don't know to be like, well, I expected this, or if I don't know to be heartbroken by it or so I guess I'm just waiting to see what the rest of the cast does or how the story progresses because I don't know what to make of it right now.
Well, let's talk about Abigail a little bit more and her siblings.
The Greens.
The Greens. Now, we heard some rumblings, and like we were talking about earlier, I was thinking, gosh, did I miss something? Did I miss a scene? Did I miss a day? What happened?
Right.
But, because all this talk about there being a connection to Constantine.
Yeah, so that broke on Twitter, like just extreme conversations about the Greens actually being the children of Katharina.
Yeah.
Now, was this in the preview that we don't watch? Why? Because I don't remember anything happening this week that said that.
No, I don't either, but I did read some because I went looking because I said, I was like, did I miss something?
Right.
But they said that this is going to be, her name's going to be Kat Green.
Kat, yeah. So Kat would be what Abby, her real name is. Kat
Green.
The daughter of Katharina.
And evidently she has a different face too. We don't know why yet.
They surgically altered it to not be her. I don't know. You know how they do it in soaps. I don't know. I'm thinking like, well, if they did change the face, then maybe it's because she really is Abigail and doesn't know she's Abigail. I don't know. I know because they did the DNA test, but then they altered the results. But if you go into it intending to alter the results, like, do you even look at the original ones? I don't know. Anything could happen. You know, there's this character named Eugene who was played by Q from Star Trek. They wrote him off by Time Machine. So Days of Our Lives can do whatever they want.
They sure can. They can whack-a-doodle. They pull out anything. That's okay. Because I've learned that every soap opera has their own little stuff,
Their own little element of surrealism, of a sci-fi, of a, I don't know, just some sort of fantasy, wackadoodle, weird story. Whether it is secret civilizations underneath the city.
Exactly.
Whether it's a machine that controlled the weather. Whether it's, I thought that I had abandoned a pregnancy, but in fact, the baby grew up to be a doctor and moved into town. There's always some sort of element that is just hot when it comes to a soap, for sure.
Right.
For sure. Hi, chat. Don't feel neglected because Kelly's here and Laura's here. Jeannie is here. Taiwan stopped in for a moment, but he says he'll see us later. So, hi y'all.
Hi, everybody.
I was eating oatmeal.
We'll see what happens with the green children. I think the younger ones are just don't know about anything's going on. I think those two younger ones don't know.
No. The ones that are still in high school or whatever.
Yeah.
They're totally just along for the ride. I would say that Mark and I guess we'll say Cat for now. Not Mama Cat, fake cat. Evil cat with a C.
Yep.
They seem to know what's up. And maybe it's, to get mom or grandma or whoever she is back in the fold.
Supposed to be their mother.
Their mother, yes. Being held by Clyde Weston. And if they really are the family of Constantine, then that would explain why they had kidnapped John Black at the beginning of the storyline.
It would make sense.
Because
it would make sense because that means that John was getting close to the truth.
Getting close to finding out that he hadn't killed Katerina all those years ago.
Right. I think so too. And that's why they grabbed him up and stuck him in
Pigeon Hollow or whatever that city is.
Yeah, whatever it was, yeah. Tennessee somewhere, right?
Yeah, there's somewhere, some sort of southern place that sounds like a Pigeon Hollow to me. Laura says, unless they change,
they had him stuck in the dungeon underneath Dollywood.
Yeah, and they were gonna be like, we're gonna save Abigail. Boom, it's me instead. John Black swing for the fences. Let's see. Laura says, unless something changed, Patch was always sharp. That's in response to me calling him just this greasy thug. And I say greasy not as a physical descriptor, but just more of a personality trait. Just to set the record straight there.
He was a bad guy. He was like
a bad guy.
Not really a bad guy, but a tough guy.
Yes, very much a tough guy. He came from the Merchant Marines serving with Bo Brady. And I don't have the full details yet, but it seems as though Steve Johnson slept with Bo Brady's girl, and they did not get along after that for a little while. So much so that in response, in some sort of big fight, which I haven't seen the conclusion yet, it seems as though Bo may have taken Steve's eye. You slept with my lady, I'm gonna take your eyeball, Steve.
And I eye for an eye.
An eye for an eye. And I can see also, and we won't spend too much time on this, but I can see the evolution of the name Steve Johnson already in these weeks that I've seen. Okay? Because he comes in and he's just patch. Patch for 3 weeks. Patch. Then he has to go get some photos developed. And these photos are the center of this whole storyline. But he goes to blast from the past, Ma. He goes to a photo developing store. It's the only thing this store does. Sells you film. Develops your photos.
There was a song in the 70s that was so cute. It was, "You can't pee at the photomat. You cannot pee at the photomat."
We have a place here, and outside on the big sign it says Photo Lab. So I called them because I have a whole bunch of those old disposable cameras that I need to get developed. I called them to see what the price was. He goes, "We don't do that here."
So what kind of photos do you lab, sir?
Exactly. He's like, "Well, we really just do framing and stuff now and make like big, massive prints." And I'm just like, "Okay, you need to change the sign."
You're right.
Yeah.
But the way he said it to me, he was like, "We don't do that." Like
what
I
is
was
1997?
so unreasonable for thinking they did.
Nah,
Well,
see?
I'm
I was just
sure
like,
there's
Photo
a
Lab.
place out
I
there
don't
that
think it
does it.
means. Well, Walmart still does it, but I was like, I don't think it means what you think it means. That means you develop film. That is what a photo lab is.
Well, back in 1985, they still did that. And Steve Johnson,
As a-
Patch, at the time, Patch, took advantage of it. And they go, "Well, what's your name?" And he goes, "I'm not going to tell you my name." And they go, No, we got to put a name down so when you come pick it up, we know who to give it to. And he goes, "Fine, it's Patch Johnson." And then he leaves, right? And I'm like, see, that was just an alias. He was just like, whatever, F it. I'm Patch Johnson. And then he moved on. And then it seems as though within the next 2 weeks, they decided they're going to keep this guy. Because Bo bursts into the room after seeing Steve somewhere hanging out with Hope or something. I don't remember exactly the circumstance. But he bursts into the room. Oh, no, this was the flashback. This was him remembering what happened originally. He burst in the room and he goes, "Steve, how could you?" And it's like this really trippy slow motion, tremendously out of focus mid-80s flashback sequence. And so yeah, now he's Steve Johnson.
He is. What a ordinary name, isn't it?
The most ordinary name.
The most ordinary name you can come up with, Steve Johnson.
And his real name is Stephen Nichols. So I wonder if they were just like, just call him Steve. Whatever. Just run into the room and go, "Steve." Exactly. You know?
Well, that's what they did with Frank Ducopoulos on Guiding Light.
Yeah.
His character's name was Frank because his name is Frank. I don't know if they thought that he wouldn't be able to remember if they named him something else.
I just will not respond to any name other than mine. Every
Exactly.
character I've ever played
I
has been
only
named Frank.
answer to this.
Lara says that photo labs aren't used as much anymore, and that's true. The digital camera and the smartphone has definitely taken away your film camera, which I don't know what that would mean. You know, when it comes to, you know, like if anybody has some sort of damning evidence in photo form, like do you erase it from every server on the planet now? Like I don't know what that storyline looks like.
Well, my daughter said she wanted a digital camera, and I'm like, why? It's the same thing as I understand if she wanted like a Polaroid or a film camera, but why a digital? It's the same exact technology.
Because she wants the lenses
Literally
to play
the
with.
same. It's just going to make it harder for you to get the pictures off of.
Yeah, that's true. You got to plug it into something.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. Kids today.
Kids today, they just wouldn't last back then. So the crazy kids broke up. All right. So Holly and Tate are no more.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Sophia's right there. Boy, oh boy, she's consoling the heck out of him.
You know what though? You know what? These teens are still in high school. Even if they don't look it, they're still in high school. And I remember in high school that there was maybe a cup of juice between boyfriends. Like,
oh God, yeah.
You know, like,
my daughters found something. I had like a bunch of poetry and stuff that I used to write, and they found some that I had written in high school. And one of it wasn't a poem. It was just a thing I'd written. And it said, boyfriends are like fingernails. So don't worry if one breaks off or you lose it or you have to cut it off, because another one will soon replace it.
Right. Laura wants to know if I'm afraid of something. I'm afraid of my mom when she goes, Matthew David.
Yeah.
That strikes terror into my heart. And I also have this memory of her coming into my room after me being particularly unclean in it. And she just looks at it, and she looks at me laying in my bed, chilling, doing nothing. And she just screams at me, classroom! And then left. And that was scary. That was really scary. And I cleaned my room after that. And then I also remember her saying, how come you don't do anything unless I scream at you? And then I had to think about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
my kids would be like, we didn't hear you. And I'm like, well, then you should be glad I said it louder. But if I really wanted my kids' attention, I would just turn off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't have that back in,
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is that there were so many more fun ways. I had these little padlocks, and that I would put through the little hole on the plug-in for their video games and stuff like that, so they couldn't plug them in. Yeah, instead of taking everything out of their room, I would you can't plug them in. You can just sit there and look at them.
We were just overall good. What can I say? We didn't need that stuff.
You guys were for the most part.
There were some things that came up, but nobody was arrested.
No.
Anyway. I was referring to picture evidence, Laura says. Yes, I'm terrified of the photos that have been taken of me. I'm afraid that they will come out. In the words of Victor Kiriakis from way back when, these photos lead to a treasure.
I cannot tell you how glad I am that there wasn't social media. And I mean, we used to take pictures of each other as it was, but at least it was different.
Yeah.
Most of them are very blurry. Mm-hmm. But I am so glad there wasn't social media and cell phones and all of that. Oh my God.
Who would you say would be the scariest parent in Salem? We'll bring us back on topic. Kristen. Is it Kristen?
The scariest parent?
Yeah. Because I think Kristen would appreciate, she'd kind of be like me. I think she'd appreciate, she'd see the humor in it, and she couldn't help but admire the chip off the old block. Honestly, Maggie, because Maggie's that kind of mother that will, her disappointment would be crippling.
That's fair. That is fair. Maggie, because when Maggie's disappointed in you, you feel it. What do you think, Ma?
What?
Oh, I think I messed up and I can't see y'all.
Oh, all right. Okay, well, you figure that out while I read this.
There you go.
Oh,
there I am.
Welcome back. So who do you think would be the scariest parent in Salem? Hello, Sammy.
Actually, from the same family, because I'm picking a male and a female.
Okay, go ahead.
Kristen.
Yeah.
Would be the scariest mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Xander.
Ooh.
Yeah, Xander has some anger issues. So,
oh, good.
But you know what? Marlena has a couple times slapped her daughter, Sammy.
Sammy deserves it, though, doesn't she?
So she's a spanker. She was a spanker. Sammy was, but obviously didn't do any good.
Eric and Sammy are already around in these old episodes I'm watching. They're just in the kids' room. You know how they do with kids.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Sammy, hello, Sammy. Welcome to the chat. Sammy, part of me thinks that Chad knew something was off about her, but ignored it because he wanted it to be Abigail. I think you're totally right, Sammy. I think he kind of felt it was weird the whole time, like everybody else did.
I think so too.
Totally. So, that's over. I guess.
And Julie got the same vibe off of her that her mother did, Jennifer.
But, yes, Jennifer didn't even hang out. She was just like, I'm gonna go. I don't want to. That's not my daughter. And then what's his name? Jack was like, oh, come on, it's our daughter. And then he left too. And now JJ's around. He was doing that. And so we saw his name on the list of the Day of Days people that are going to be there that we're going to talk to in a couple of weeks. And so I guess he's sticking around. I guess he's going to.
It looks like he's sticking around, huh?
Send her away. Goodbye, Angela. Send her away. I don't know. Send her away or get deeper into it, or because I guess he's a detective, right? So he was detecting that something was off when Holly was like, "That's the you were talking on the phone."
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they weren't.
And I thought Chad was, right before the wedding, he was really questioning her.
Mm-hmm. He knew it wasn't her. He knew there was something. Remember how you were talking about way back when on that other show, when Jason changed bodies, and you were like, there's no way, because as soon as like Sam was like getting jiggy with it, she'd be like, that's not the same Winky Dink, So enjoy.
It doesn't make any sense too. Like the whole Abigail thing didn't make any sense. Okay, so if Clyde stabbed her, well, where's her? You don't have no scar from being stabbed?
I mean, they did ask those questions too, right? Well, if she died by stabbing, how come she looks totally different, Chad? It's like, oh, well, she also got hit by a car.
Yeah.
The classic off-screen car hit, It just
was over there and hit her on the car.
Yeah, I mean, the plan wasn't great, but that's why it fell apart so quickly. If this thing lasted 8 months, it's all right. You're selling stuff. If this thing had lasted 8 months, I would have been with everybody else going, come on, what is this nonsense? This is ridiculous. But it didn't last 8 months. It lasted a month, which just shows that this was intended to be a stupid plan from Clyde's from the very beginning. This wasn't masterminding. They figured it out right away.
They did. They did.
So,
I think Clyde's just gotten so greedy, hadn't he?
Mm-hmm. He's just like, I can convince anybody outside this deal to do whatever I want. He doesn't even have to think about it any deeply. But before we get too far off of, base again, because we will, this is Days for Dummies, and we're a bunch of dummies around here who can't stay on topic. I have to talk about how much I cackled and laughed at Leo asking Marlena to throw herself down an elevator shaft for him.
Leo is the best, and him and Marlena's relationship is an unexpected joy. I mean, not that I ever doubted it would be, because it's Leo and everything's joyful, but they're the duo we didn't know we needed.
And
kind of say.
He convinced her. He convinced her to go and do that scene. It's going to be next week too. It's going to be next week. It's going to be good comedy. It's going to be great.
Angela, how are you, kittens? Asks Jeannie. It's funny that you refer to her as kittens, because does that make Angela one of my mom's fans?
Oh, I think she might be asking how are my kittens, because I just got new cats.
Because if she's calling you kittens, I mean, I think that's a new fan name, Mama Cat and Kittens.
Which I'd be fine with, although I still love Fangelas. I love my Fangelas,
we got
kittens
Mama
would be
Cat
fine
and
too.
Mama Cat and her kittens, and Angela and her Fangelas, and everybody just hates me. So
no.
It's perfect.
Mike and the Yeti Mike Matt and the Yeti Mike bitches.
We can go on tour. Do y'all know how to do a kick line? Because I've always wanted to do a kick line.
Gem and the gemstone. What was
Gem
that?
And the holograms.
Holograms. Right? That's what it was. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. If you want,
I'm just in a throwback kind of thing.
It's okay. This is a nostalgia podcast as well.
And...
This is not only about the week of Days of Our Lives, but also about everything we want to talk about, because
it's about Days of Our Lives and Days of Our Lives.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. So how are your kittens, Angela?
My kittens are doing very, very well. I'll post some pictures on Twitter of them in a little while. They're completely, assimilated with the house. Both cats and both dogs sleep with me at night. And God help me when I shift position.
They don't like it.
They act like I've inconvenienced them.
Yes, because they're so comfortable. What are you doing?
I mean, you have.
And if I have to get up to go to the restroom, they're coming with me.
Yes.
They feel they have to come with me, but they're going to make sure I know they're not happy about it. Like, just
So
stay on the bed. They're like, no, we'll come. We're up now. And I'm like,
so you got 4 toddlers.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty much.
Oh my gosh. When you have a kid around, or a cat, I guess, and you from the uncle perspective, because I don't have my own kids, but there's this thing where you realize I cannot eat around the child. I'm sure parents come to this understanding far sooner than the uncle does. But anytime you pull out anything and put it in your mouth. They're like, mine? And I don't understand why that is. But it's a thing. And you get really good at eating in secret or with your back turned.
Yes. When I was a toddler, I used to go up and take whatever my mother was eating right out of her mouth until one day she had an atomic fireball in her mouth. I never did it again, she said.
She figured out how to get you to stop, huh?
She didn't even mean to. But it worked.
Oh, Jeannie has 3 cats that sleep on her bed too. Hey, Sandra, it's all right. We're just hanging.
I don't mind them sleeping on the bed. I just really need them to realize that it's my bed and they're guests. And I'm allowed to change position. The pillows are all mine.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get their own pillows.
So Angela,
if they want pillows, they can go in their beds, which have lots of pillows on them.
What'd you name those cats?
They are Luna and Loca. Crazy Moon.
Oh, nice.
I love it.
Yes,
I love it.
Luna and
Talking
Loca.
about beds and pillows, I had a question earlier that I wasn't able to really figure out because you weren't here. You were selling stuff and being rich.
Sorry. Yeah, right.
I was saying I don't know how to feel about the Johnny and Chanel developments because we don't really know them. Like, we know what they've been up to this time. But before their previous romance relationship, I don't know if I'm supposed to feel worried, sad. I don't know if I was supposed to expect this or what's going on when it comes to their problems.
I can't believe how stupid Johnny is. Well, I mean, actually, I can believe how stupid Johnny is because the men on this show are, not exactly rocket scientists, but he doesn't even look. And here's my thing. The man was possessed. The last time him and Chanel were married, he was possessed by the devil and he destroyed her emotionally and ripped her heart out. Not literally, although I guess as the devil he could have, but like destroyed her emotionally. And yes, he was possessed by the devil, but she forgave him for all the horrible things he said. She let it go. He can't even give her the benefit of the doubt for a moment to find out if she actually slept with him.
So no, he's done absolutely no investigation or due diligence. Really, he's been acting like a jealous B-word up to the point where she was like, "Why are you acting like a jealous B-word?" I mean, not in those words, but the sentiment of that was behind it. And he's like, well, it's not like you're sleeping with Alex. And then he left the room, like not even giving her a chance to even really say or respond to it.
I know, he's being ridiculous.
And she's like, I don't even know what the hell he's talking about because it wasn't her.
And then we see in the preview that he may or may not be getting it on with some other rando. This woman is
an imposter. She's a con artist.
Yes,
who's an
in
imposter
the promo.
And con artist? Anyway.
That's from the promo. It's Steve outing Abigail in the promo. But yeah, so Johnny is gonna step out.
So
it seems.
I think so.
So am I supposed to have expected this? Am I supposed to be heartbroken by this? Because I didn't have a chance to invest in their relationship because they're banking on me still being invested from years ago, which I didn't see. So should I be sad? Jakariya would tell me that I should freak out. I know that.
I mean, I watched them before, and I'm not invested enough to be sad. I just. A boy that's stupid, she's almost better off without him.
I'm surprised with Johnny's behavior, though. Johnny always seemed to me, from what I've seen of him, because like you said, we didn't watch 2 years ago. He seemed like the level-headed Demera, not the, overreactive.
He was the young hip one.
Yeah, he just didn't. It doesn't match Johnny's personality from what I've seen of Johnny. It seems like he would be the sensible one, the reasonable one, the analytical one.
The one to ask a question before doing something crazy.
Yeah, yes. He seems to be he and Chad seem to be the decent Demeras.
It's like enough of the Stefano DNA had been like washed away by the time that they were born that they were able to push past their worst instincts. Let's see. Jeannie says Joy Wesley is Chloe's sister, so this must be the woman in question.
Yes. Yeah, Chloe's mom and sister are going to Salem. I was about to say Port Charles, but no, they're going to Salem. And apparently Johnny meets Joy.
Mm-hmm.
And Chloe's
has a little joy, I guess. I don't know.
I guess.
Maybe Chloe's on her way back.
Maybe. I don't know. I miss Gwen. That's what I know.
Oh God, I miss Gwen. I loved Gwen.
I liked Gwen too, and I thought scenes with Leo were gold.
Amaya says that every Demira goes through a cheating phase, and so maybe this is just Johnny's time.
Well,
Johnny's time to be a cheater.
It's just Johnny's time. He's got to try it out too. There's a certain time in your life where you go, this is real popular. People love doing this. Why? Let me find out.
My life is just going so well. Let me F it up.
Now, does this lead to a grandchild for EJ?
Yeah.
And if so, how will the fans react if Johnny has a baby with Joy and not with Chanel?
I'm not sure that they're going to knock up Joy just as she comes to town. That's a little quick, but...
Seemed to
Why
me...
not?
I don't know, but it would seem to me that if Chanel finds him cheating, seems to me that the character of Chanel would have no part of that. Would have no...
Because Chanel's also been in bed with two people at the same time, right?
Yes, she has.
Yes, but all three were willing participants and they weren't cheating on anybody.
Exactly. They weren't married.
That's different. They weren't married. Her and Allie were a couple, but they were... they wanted to, have a little experimenting fun. No harm in it. Who among us?
We're in college. I don't know if they were. I'm making that.
No, Chanel slept with
one time at band camp.
That I have in my whole life. So,
to be a soap opera character instead of a real life human. Oh goodness. Right. Oh goodness. Joy is supposed to be involved in Body and Soul. Bonnie mentions her for auditioning, says Amaya. Okay. All right. I like how Bonnie's taken to Body and Soul. I like Body and Soul. We all know that Body and Soul's not going to be on for a year. We know it's going to be on for another 2 months. They're going to go through all of this trouble, and then the network is going to pull the plug, and they're going to be like, we got canceled.
I want a spin-off.
And maybe that's what they do. Maybe they spin
I want
off.
a spin-off like Beyond Salem.
A YouTube spin-off of only 15-minute episodes of Body and Soul.
Why not?
I'll write it. Kitten Corday, that's your name, right? Email me, 10thfloorgh@gmail.com.
No, it doesn't even need to be its own. It doesn't even need to be a show. We need like the behind the scenes and then the show and the.
They should just do one episode of Days that's just a documentary on the behind the scenes of Body and Soul.
But that would remind me, of Sean's show.
Yeah, Studio City.
Yeah, because that's kind of what that is. Kind of.
But then
Speaking of Studio City, if you guys like Studio City, Vinny and I, it seemed like the perfect time for a plug.
Plug away.
Vinny and I from Suds Media are doing a weekly Studio City rewatch because we really want there to be a season 3. So we're going episode by episode. You can find them all on YouTube. And I think this week we'll be doing episode 5. I think we've done the first 4. We do one a week, and it's so much fun. And we're going to get guests from the show. Sean Kanan is very excited in helping us promote it. And
it's an easy watch because Studio City itself is an easy watch. That thing is brief.
Yes.
So therefore, the conversation is not long. So
yeah, our episodes are like maybe half an hour.
Right.
And we talk about as much as we can because they're short, but they're so good.
Yeah. They really are. They pack the content in there. And if you're big fans of people like Sarah Joy Brown or Tristan Rogers or Sean Kanan or Diane, Carolyn Hennessy.
Carolyn Hennessy.
They're all on that show.
Patricia Darbo.
Yeah, who's going to be showing up
Chloe's
on Days.
mother, Nancy. Yep, she is on it. I mean, it's star-studded.
And that's the person on their way back to Days of Our Lives, right?
Yeah, I guess she's the Joy and Chloe's mom, I guess, is what Angela just said.
Yes. Yep.
So, yeah.
So, Amaya, you're right. It is very funny that both twins will have cheated on Chanel.
She just needs to
Perhaps
walk away.
She needs to venture out of that gene pool.
She got to get away from the DeMira family, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, not the DeMiras. It's really more the Hortons because, Allie isn't EJ's.
That's true.
Allie's Lucas's.
That's right.
The common denominator is Sammy.
They're
Brady's.
They're the twins.
The Brady's,
They're the twins that are the twins, but kind of not really twins. They're twin half siblings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
And Roman's really Sammy's dad, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Not John. It's Roman.
Yes.
Yes. Roman is Sammy's dad.
It's just John and Sammy had a bond because John thought he was Roman for so long.
Yes.
Right.
During formative years of her life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Eric and Sammy had such a close relationship with John Black.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because Eric and Sammy
are Roman's kids.
are twins. Yes, Roman's kids.
Mm-hmm.
So Brady is really John's kid?
Yes.
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 With Isabella.
And they're not going to change that because it was so beloved.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought Sydney was Johnny's
Brady
twin.
is my favorite male
I guess
character
not.
on the show.
Brady is pretty great, isn't he?
Not
only is he a mess, but he's also a good man who's a mess. But
He's a mess, and
man.
he's a good man, and he looked fine. That's all. He's
You just like yourselves, America. You know, you liked Eric Marstoff until we saw the Day Players, and he had his sleeves off. And from that moment on, Ma, you loved Eric Marstoff.
Yeah, I was like, dang, dude, you better just sit on that box and beat it, okay?
All he did was sit on a box and tap it. Had some jokes.
And Mom wanted to do body shots off him?
Pretty much. He just like poured it in his belly button.
Yep.
Give me my cowboy hat. Take my mom to a cowboy bar. She'll have a great time.
I love a cowboy bar. Man, a cowboy bar's fun.
Sydney was born after. She isn't his twin. I don't even know who Sydney is.
Sydney is Nicole's.
Nicole
Or
is
no,
another
Sammy's
kid?
daughter with
Oh.
EJ.
See,
Not,
it's because
not Nicole.
it's 'cause I don't know
Sammy and EJ's. Yeah.
I know that Sammy is
So Sammy and
extremely
EJ
popular.
have two children. Well, because Johnny's a twin, right?
Right. So
Okay.
they have Johnny and they have Sydney.
But EJ isn't Allie's dad.
EJ is not Allie's dad. Lucas is Allie's dad.
Because Sammy
Because
slept
the
with two
twins.
men in one night and ovulated 2 eggs.
And yeah, apparently.
I mean, let's just get scientific here. That's what happened.
It could happen, though. It's rare, but it could happen.
It's more likely to happen in Soapland than anywhere else, folks, and I was glad to see it.
Yes. Way more happen.
Yeah.
Jeannie has loved Eric Marstoff for 23 years, Ma, so she's got you beat.
Yeah, I only loved him for about 12 months because I didn't love him right away.
We haven't seen Sydney since she was 6?
Wow.
Yeah.
How long ago was that? Like 20 years?
Boy, they had to sore the heck out of her then, huh?
Well, I mean, it's
She got back 80.
because
If they push the Soars button on her and forgot to take their finger off the Soars button, she could be 99. She could be older than her parents at this point.
Mhm.
And that's a soap story we haven't seen yet, and I'm here for that.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas also has 2 children with Sammy, Will and Allie. Good God. There's too many kids. These families are huge. Stop having so many babies.
But most of them are off screen.
Yeah.
Like
About
we
all
need
of
the
them.
Green family because the cross-pollination is impossible at this point.
Yeah.
Like really, like so the kids of John
I know.
and the
There
kids
needs
of
a little new
Roman,
blood in there.
like the kids of the Bradys and the kids of the Blacks and the kids of everybody all married each other, which means that we only have now blended families of all of these classic Days of Our Lives families, which means we need the Greens so badly.
Yes. Desperately.
Yeah, we do.
Because who's little Thomas gonna date? Nobody.
Yeah.
Violet.
Right.
Violet from General Hospital. Dr. Finn and Violet move to Salem.
Do you remember a few weeks ago where Mark sort of flirted with Leo?
Yeah.
Do you think that Mark is going to be, his character is gay?
I have no idea what to expect from him. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want a label. You know, maybe he's
Because
just
he did
feeling
flirt
life,
with
man.
him, and then he told Leo in another scene that he was mistaken with his assumption.
I have no clue. I don't know. It's hard to say, you know? I mean, that was kind of one interaction when they first introduced him. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know because he hasn't had room for romance. So it's hard to say what they want to establish.
I wonder if they'll give Leo another relationship, though.
Just bring Dimitri back.
hope
or whatever his
so.
name was.
Me too. Dimitri might come back. You don't know.
Dimitri would be my preference.
Yeah.
They're just so good together.
They were funny. They were so funny. And they really liked each other a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. When was Sammy close to John? When did that happen? She totally freaked out when Marlena cheated on her dad with John. Yeah, but then 30 years passed. So I'm sure there was plenty of time, Laura, for them to get over it.
Mm-hmm. I'm all for Eric not leaving. I don't want Eric to go back.
Everybody loves Greg Bond. Everybody loves Eric Brady.
Yeah,
I was sad when they were like, I remember the reaction. Like, I understand why Nicole has to leave, but why are you taking Eric with her?
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. Yeah. Maybe he'll find a way to stick around because Holly's gonna be living in town, and he's like, maybe I should be with Holly, Nicole, and we can be married from across the ocean.
Yeah, but
stranger things have happened.
It's just the thing about it is that he needs to go be with Nicole and his daughter or his son. I mean, that's the thing, is that it doesn't make sense that he wouldn't be with his kid.
What if Nicole dies in a cable car accident?
At all. And what is one thing that Eric wanted more than anything? He wanted his own biological child more than anything. It does not make any sense that now that he has one, he's willing to live on the other side of the planet.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, we
got to longed for this so bad.
Then we got to get rid of Nicole.
Well, we could.
We got to put her in a coma. We got to have her fall off a bridge. She's got to get kidnapped. Something. That's the problem.
That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem fair that Nicole has to die because he can't. No.
Well, it also doesn't seem fair that we can't have Greg Vaughn on the show because Ari Zucker's not available.
Well, Ari Zucker is available.
That's hard to say when things are like in front of judges, right?
It's not that she's not available.
Do you think she'll ever come back to the show?
Probably not.
Well, then she's not available.
She's available to do other things.
Her availability for Days of Our Lives is no. For everything else, though, invite her away.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people would love to see the return of Dimitri and his legendary Loch Ness monster, which actually does not exist. Oh, does exist, David Hall says. Hey, it's Days of Our Lives, folks. Hey, Eric should leave, Amaya says. Oh my God. What's up, Mom?
I know this is not Days of Our Lives, but Matthew.
Yeah.
Cooper Koch says that he did not have any kind of
prosthetic.
Help. No.
Well, I have to know, Ma. I have to know the train of thought that brought you here right now.
I don't know.
She hasn't stopped thinking about it since.
I guess not.
Since he said it.
So on our Monsters review, we there's an episode of Monsters on Netflix which stars Nicholas Alexander Chavez from General Hospital, so it all ties in the great scheme of soaps. But Cooper Koch plays Eric Menendez on this show, and he has a shower scene in which he gets a little frisky with another inmate. And during the flirtation process, we get the full frontal. To which I'm like, don't get too excited, folks. Netflix is famous for using prosthetics. So Mother has been inspired to inform me right here, right now on Days for Dummies.
Cooper says that's not the case. That's him. And he says it's not the first full frontal nude scene I've done in a movie. And it was really me that time too.
Well, I don't know why we needed to know this information. I don't know how to feel about this information other than to say, congratulations, Cooper Koch. Congratulations. Indeed.
Actually, congratulations to whoever's sleeping with Cooper Koch.
Well, and to him too, because he's a gay guy, so he gets to enjoy the reflection more than somebody who wouldn't be gay. So, Eric and Nicole should live happily ever after, says Amaya. Well, folks, if that is
the chat is desperate to bring this conversation back.
if that would be the satisfying conclusion for the character of Eric Brady, that he and Nicole live happily ever after, and we don't get to see more Eric because they live their life in Europe and they've firmly established themselves away from soap drama where they can actually be happy, like Robin and Patrick.
Now, the reason why I want Eric to stick around is he is my replacement for John Black. That's why.
Well, he sort of was, wasn't he?
That's why I want him to stick around. He gives me John Black vibes, and I miss John Black.
Yeah. There's a hole in the show. There is. Now that I'm no longer patiently waiting to see if I get to see more John Black, there definitely is an element that is missing from my expectant watching of Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
Jeannie just wants to see Rafe more than once every 2 weeks. I'm with you, Jeannie. I think Rafe is great. Let's get some more great Rafe.
He is.
David Hall in support of my mom. The $6 million wiener. And that wiener has earned Cooper Koch $6 million so far. So, hey, it's just interesting. It's interesting because, back in the day, you might be on the cover of a magazine, right? But inside isn't a real spread. I mean, the lady celebrities, yeah, you took your shirt off. But the dude celebrities rarely actually showed anything.
Right.
And now, fast forward to 2024, you can't get away from what a celebrity looks like without clothes on.
A whole new world.
It's just weird. It's wild. It's wild. But people in Europe are like, finally, America is catching up.
Yeah. But you've been all worked up about all these years.
Puritans. Yeah, Puritans. Remember when the dude who played Dr. Tom Hardy or whatever over on General Hospital?
Steve Hardy?
Yeah, Steve Hardy.
Yeah.
Remember when he did the interview and he's like, soaps are so salacious now.
Yes.
And it was like 1980.
Yeah.
It's like all the skin.
Oh, darn it.
I know, right?
Speaking of voices, by the way, so this Dr. Tom on this show, Days of Our Lives, Dr. Tom, the original lead of this series.
Yes.
Tom Horton, yes. So I've been watching some of this old stuff, right? And I've been watching this old man now. He's an old man, and he's talking and he's speaking and he has these words and his voice sounds so gosh darn familiar, and I don't know why.
Oh, he probably did some voice stuff. You recognize it from something else.
I guess. Did he do any sort of famous voiceover? Did he voice some sort of character or do some sort of ad campaign or something?
Let me see.
Or does he just sound like somebody from that age,
Yeah, who knows, right?
Like the person who was born in like the 30s and smoked all their life, and that they have that Hollywood voice on top of it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It just reminded me of just voices that I've heard. And I was just like, is this guy somebody? Did he voice a character I know and love?
Maybe he voiced like a Christmas cartoon that you watched once a year.
Maybe, I don't know. This is Days of Our Lives. McDonald Carey was Tom Horton. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So was McDonald, I guess I'll just look it up at some point.
I'm looking it up for you.
Oh, thank you so much, Angela. I appreciate it.
There you go. There's the professor when you need her. She's right there.
He does the intro today. Yes. So is it just me hearing just like sands through the hourglass? Is it still his voice that does it now? Like sands through the hourglass. So were the days of our lives. He kept his voice after he passed. Well, then maybe that's it. Maybe I just recognize it from the opening of Days of Our Lives. And I'm like, oh, that's Dr. Tom. You did the intro to Days of Our Lives. Thank you, Kelly. Everybody's helping me out with that. But I was just wondering if there was something beyond that, because I didn't watch Days of Our Lives for years and years and years.
It seems familiar to you beyond that, right?
Yeah, it just sounds familiar to me. And, maybe he just sounds similar to somebody else that is familiar to me.
Maybe.
Yes, that is. Oh, so it is still his voice. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. They really kept that. I like that Young and the Restless and Days of Our Lives have really kept like what their soap intros were. Because Young and the Restless still has that.
Has kept it better. I mean, it's always been an hourglass. The hourglass has changed through the decades, but it's still the hourglass.
Like sands through the hourglass.
Their intro is short.
But the song, Days of Our Lives. but the Nadia's theme never changed.
No.
On Young and the Restless.
Oh, but the images, the actual images have changed a lot.
Well, yeah, the cast.
I like Days of Our Lives.
You want to laugh?
I'm ready.
You got to look up David Hasselhoff singing Nadia's theme.
I've seen it.
Because he was on Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
Years ago, he played Snapper or something was his name. So, yeah. So, but him singing it on some late show. Wow. I don't know. I'm not seeing any
even know it
voice
had
work,
words.
but he has an insane credits.
Oh,
over
McDonald Carey does?
117 credits as an actor.
Wow. What
They
a
even have
prolific actor.
Well, he was also a huge, much bigger star in Europe than he is here, and like had a huge
$1 each
career there. He had no big music career.
Okay, yep. I'm just
$1 each, everybody. Knickknacks for $1 at Angela's house.
It's my DVDs. Shush.
DVDs. Do you guys think Tate might be falling for Sophia? She's worked so hard to get him. I think so. I mean, I think that you mentioned this before. I'm gonna have a soda and then date somebody new. We're in high school. Wasn't he already like asking her out? He already asked her out. He asked her out. He's like, hey, you want to go get a Jamba Juice? Hey, you want to go get a smoothie with me over the pub?
Yeah, I think so. Sophia and Tate will wind up being together for a short time. Yeah. I think Tate might give her his V card and then move on.
Tate and Holly, they're the future.
Yeah, I think that Tate's love is Holly.
Hate. Hashtag hate. I'm a fan forever. It can't be Tolly.
Tolly?
Why?
We already got a Tolly.
Because that's TJ, but that's a different show.
We already got a Tolly. Well, Twitter doesn't know that. Hashtag hate. How dare.
Hate?
Who is I can't believe that real life Tate is dating this girl. I hate this new girl that he's dating in real life.
Oh my God.
Hate.
How about, no, we got to do something other than hate.
What else? The Tolly doesn't work. This is how Smash names work. They're hate or they're Tolly.
How about Tally?
Tally? That's fine. Holly will come back and then Sophia will be pregnant, says Jeannie. Is Brady ready to be grandfather? Grandpappy
No,
Brady.
Brady is not ready to be a grandfather. Gosh. And he'll be like, I miss the days when you were just setting off fire alarms in your school and I had to pay thousands of dollars.
Right? Poor Tate, though. He's got it. Dang near almost had both of his parents in jail.
Well, he's dumb close. Like his daddy, so, good luck to him.
Oh, gosh. I thought it was Tally. That's the hashtag they use, says Amaya. Hashtag hey. Oh, goodness.
You are just enjoying yourself a little bit too much here, Matt.
I have a lot of fun on these podcasts. What can I say?
Yes,
it's a good time.
And that's a
Enjoy
good thing.
myself. Well, I mean, it's 10:10. We're almost ready to hop off of this thing, and I don't want to. There's still other things to talk about, like Fiona.
Like
Fiona. How could you, mother? How could you almost kill Sarah twice? Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So that
actually. I was proud of his restraint, honestly.
He should have thrown her down the stairs.
I thought he was going to be less wounded and more angry. But
this is a new
Xander.
Wounded. It's a new Xander.
Wounded. But man, oh man, and then he felt guilty too, and oh man, poor Xander. Mm-hmm. Poor Xander. And Fiona, she's sitting there in that jail cell just looking sad, isn't she?
I've ruined my life with my son.
And I think Sophia is actually going to wind up helping put her away.
Mm-hmm. It's just going to be full of. Okay. It's going to be full of guilt. It's going to be full of heartbreak. It's going to be full of trauma.
Yep.
Unless they just wheel off Fiona and that's it. But I don't think so but they haven't let Brady out because EJ's still being evil about it.
Right.
He's like, well, we don't know. We don't really know, do we?
Well, he's going to let him out. He's going to let him out. On Friday, he was letting him out.
We don't know. I'm going to arrest him again, though. I think that he did it. I'm going to just arrest him again. I'm going to find another crime that he did, and I'm going to send Brady back to jail. He deserves it.
You know what scene cracked me up? What scene cracked me up was he and Paulina. Paulina telling him, well, I'd fire you again, but Melinda doesn't want the job right now.
Right. And it's funny because folks miss the extreme humor in things like that. Melinda doesn't want the job right now, which means Days of Our Lives not only recognizes and realizes that they don't have any other appropriate lawyers to take this position on their cast currently. But that also means the city doesn't. And it's a joke. It is a joke, folks. I love it.
Crack me up.
You could give it to Justin Kiriakis, but he's part-time. He's part-time on all kinds of shows. He sprinkles in.
He's too upstanding.
Sprinkles things in.
Justin's a good guy. He's too upstanding.
He is a good guy. I don't know how the Kiriakis has turned into good people, but they did.
I know.
They did.
Justin always was, though.
To take a look at Victor Kiriakis and the rest of the Kiriaki. You're surprised that they are not like Victor.
Well, no, that's the thing. Victor is really the only one that was bad. And even he had a good side.
I don't know what it is yet.
But I mean, Chad's a Demira, and he's not evil.
Well, he's the exception. So I guess Victor's the exception. I don't know. I don't know much about Victor, because I didn't get to know him in this run. He had passed away when we had first started the podcast. And then I'm just seeing his debut now, and he hasn't shown me any redeeming qualities just yet.
It was so...
Well, he was a bad guy.
Well, I know that.
It was so crazy when Fiona was going to push her down the stairs.
Yes.
And Sarah's trying to grab on the door. Oh my gosh.
Oh, goodness.
I saw, I saw awesome. A clip of that, and I was like, wow, she really wants to live.
Yes, she does.
She was trying her dangdest and and I have to say, Lindsay did a pretty good job of moving her upper body all over the place and keeping those legs still. It had to be hard to do.
See, just round of applause when it comes to the actors on the show. I mean, they give it their all. They do. I see it every day.
Fiona was like, I'm sorry, Sarah. You're going to have a tragic accident.
Oh, but I'm sorry. Mother, what are you doing? Why are you shoving my wife down the stairs? I don't understand. Why are you doing this, Mother? Oh, goodness.
Victoria's mother.
Took her straight to jail.
Yeah, so Jada showed up. So are we supposed to assume then that Sarah called Jada while they were arguing? Because Xander was like, I don't believe I'm going to have to call the cops on my mother. And then Jada walks in. You don't have to. Who called Jada?
No, because Brady had told Jada that he remembered.
That's right.
So he was going over to the house. She was going over to the house to pick her up. Because she had found out, because Brady remembered as well, with the help of Eric.
And then she showed up in the nick of time to hear the conversation and the Fiona's
Father
admissions
Eric
and all
wins
of that.
Again.
Father Eric wins again, yes.
Got it. I had forgotten that detail. So thank you, Ma, for keeping me straight.
And last week, when I was like, I don't remember that. I realized I did indeed not watch Friday. That's why I didn't remember
You're
that.
so busy with the family,
I was.
But
it happens.
It's the beauty of soap operas, though, is you can miss a Friday, not even realize it, come back on Monday and say, what did I miss? Oh, yeah, now I'm caught up.
Well, I went ahead and watched Friday. I was like, I swear, I'm not so... How am I just not recalling this at all? I must not have watched it on Friday. And then I watched, I was like, yeah, because I didn't see it before. Hello.
Yeah.
You're like, this is not ringing a bell.
No, I have not seen this episode when I missed Friday.
Oh, gosh.
But I didn't miss Friday this week.
No. All 5 episodes caught this week. Stephanie almost made Chad evil by having a conga line of guys coming inside her apartment, says David. That's rude, David. That's rude. It wasn't a conga line. It was just Alex. If Maggie married Victor, he had to have a very good side, said Sue.
Well, Maggie saw it, that's for sure.
Okay, here it is. Yeah. Here's one redeeming quality I've seen from Victor Kiriakis so far. But it's not truly redeeming, but it's just kind of redeeming. This man will throw money out like he's got an unlimited supply.
Well, he did have an unlimited supply.
That is literally false, because there is a limit to money.
Not for him.
Like all the rich folks in Salem have a limitless amount.
So he donated $1 million to the the diabetes auction, and then he was just like, "Hey, here's $100 for your fishing rod."
You're gonna love all of his one-liners too when you get to his real funny.
When he's less menacing and more fun.
Yes. You're going to love his... Yeah.
Holly and Xander owe Tate and Brady an apology.
Yeah.
Says Amaya.
Yeah.
They kind of do.
Yeah.
They kind of do. Holly and Tate split over this thing. Xander was like, "I can't believe you tried to kill my wife." And that wasn't true. And then he was going to hit him in the head with a baseball bat. Remember that?
Yeah,
he was going to put him in a wheelchair.
Just
he wanted to put him in a wheelchair. He said, "You're going to live like she has to."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his plan was not to kill him. His plan was to paralyze him and put him in a chair. For tit for tat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 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 His love for Caroline and Maggie, but Amaya, he terrifies Caroline. It's like they have some sort of looming secret that they just can't let Sean know about.
Almost.
Almost. Anyway, anything else we need to talk about this week? I think we might have hit all the most important parts. Body and Soul is fun. I love them. I love Bonnie. I love Kate. I love Roman. I love the cast of Days of Our Lives. I don't know why everybody's complaining so much. I think it's great.
I'm enjoying it too.
You know, it's just fun. The show is just fun.
It's goofy. It's goofy at times, but it's fun.
And I'm curious to know what magic power Clyde Weston is going to show us next.
Right?
Yeah, I could teleport a gun right into your hand.
How evil is Kristen DeMera that she won't give him the serum? She won't give Sarah the serum. How evil is she? Even now that Brady, I bet you, even now that Brady has been found that he's indeed innocent and going to be let out of jail with all the charges dropped off him, she's still not going to give it to her.
Well, it wasn't because you said anything.
I bet you she's still not going to give it to her.
They wanted her to lie, right? To say that it wasn't Brady. Like, that was the thing. Like, say it wasn't Brady. Let him out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she said it wasn't Brady. She said it was Fiona. Technically, she's done with Kristen's past.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I didn't put it in writing. I needed her to keep it in her bra.
Love for Fiona. She doesn't care about Fiona.
No, not at all. She just she wanted Brady out of jail, and that was the whole thing. So maybe she'll hand it over. I think that, though, she needs to keep it in her bra strap. That way she can just reach into her shirt and pull it out and, like, threaten Sarah with it and then put it right back into her bra strap. Yeah. I think that would be a fun little, like,
now, Xander was, now that it's got boob sweat on it, we need a new one.
Yeah. Sarah will be like, "I'm good. I'll stay in the chair. Thanks."
Oh, gosh, I love it. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Well, Body and Soul doesn't bother Amaya, and I love to read that. I love to see that.
My favorite thing on Body and Soul is Bonnie.
She really is. Like, it's what's her name? Judy Evans in real life?
Mm-hmm.
It's as if...
I love her on there.
It's as if she is like, "Oh, God, yes. This is what we're playing. More, please. Yeah. Ron, more pages, please."
I can't get over her. I can't get over her scene where she's auditioning. Gosh, she's so good.
Well, that's the thing is
so
I don't.
Good.
So apparently she is just God's gift to soap actress, and we haven't had a chance to see that.
I know, and I want to tell her that when I see her in a week and a half.
We're gonna have to start writing
down some questions.
Judy's gonna be there.
As a matter of fact, once we're done broadcasting here, which is going to be momentarily, I'm going to need everybody to come back to this channel, this video that we just did, and I need everybody to leave a comment on it of a question you think we should ask one of the stars of Days of Our Lives. We're going to be talking to over 30 actors at this Days of Our Lives event. Day of Days coming in the next couple of weeks. We're going to have a chance to talk to everyone, schedule permitting. Talk to everyone. Card subject to change. And it's going to be great. So if you can come back to this video and leave comments on questions that might be interesting to you, that we might be able to steal from.
Absolutely. There's a couple of folks that won't be there. Like, for instance, Suzanne Rogers will not be there.
No.
She's not doing Day of Days.
No. But that's just one. But everybody else.
I don't think Ava Vitalia, I should remember her name, of course. I don't think she's going to be there this
Camera
time.
Braun.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be there this time.
That doesn't sound familiar. So she might not be there too. So it's not everybody, but it's a lot of them.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of them.
It is a lot this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Matt, you still didn't hear about pairings or groupings?
No, I haven't heard anything new yet from them. I don't know if we're going to be getting. Do you remember how much information y'all got last year about what to expect and if we got a roster of who's paired with who?
Yeah, they gave it the day we showed up.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. No time to prep or plan, everybody. We're just going to fly by the seat of our pants. That's how they treat the press.
But you can look at the list, though, and you can kind of...
I would imagine Steve and Kayla.
Kind of decide who's going to be with who.
Right.
I would be absolutely shocked if it's not Steve and Kayla.
Right.
Paired up, you know?
Yeah. So. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Steve, Kayla, and Stephanie paired up.
Well, there you go. You know, unless it's Alex and Stephanie.
Last year, it was Steve and it was Patch and Stephanie.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And I remember being all nervous about it. I'm like, I don't understand why these two actors are sitting next to each other. I don't get what's the connection between Steve and Stephanie? It's her daughter. Oh shoot. Okay, they haven't really talked about that on the show at all. Okay, I'm sorry. They haven't been like, "Hi, Dad," on the show yet for me. I'm sorry. Old Patchy, I don't know about that. Oh gosh,
old Patchy.
It's gonna be great. I cannot wait to see him again and be like, I watched so much other Patch, Steve, in the last week or last month and last year, really, that I know that you didn't lose your eye in the war. No. It was that dang Bo Brady. So I look forward to that.
Yep. Me too.
Yep.
All right. I think that's it for me.
I think so too.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I got yard selling to do.
Angela's got to go start doing like the yard sale barking. You know, just at the gate, just being like, come on. Come get your
I'm
things.
taking pictures of everything and posting it in Facebook Marketplace as well.
My trash is your treasure. Awesome. Come on down.
Yes.
Yeah,
we'll even play Price is Right. Did you set up a Price is Right game?
I don't have it.
You got to set, not like a board game, but you got to set up a game that is the Price is Right so somebody can walk off with a prize. Bum, 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 bum.
I just want them to walk off with the junk.
You can get a whole line of people if you got a spinning wheel. A giant one.
If I get a spinning wheel, yeah.
I'm expecting a spinning wheel for next week's garage sale.
Good Lord, people. No.
Close to $1. Walk away with the prize. Sure, David. Yeah, a question like that. Why not? Go ahead, just leave it in comments for the engagement.
Absolutely.
That's it, folks. Class dismissed. Get out of here. Go to your soda machine. Go to the student union. Leave campus and go have yourself like some Greek grill. You know, that's pretty good. You know, with kebab. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
A kebab.
Go enjoy it. Go enjoy it. Refuel.
Eat a kebab.
Refuel and then walk on down a couple of states and then up Charlie Street to hang out with us at General Hospital at 11.
Yes.
Anything else, Professor Angela? Are we dismissing class? All right.
Class dismissed.
Class dismissed. All right, folks. That's it. Like the video if you haven't. Subscribed to the channel if you had a great time. You can follow us on Twitter. Handles are below at 10th Floor GH in Brooklyn 74. Check out Angela on Suds Media. All kinds of different shows on that. If you like wrestling, if you like soaps and everything and beyond, you can enjoy all of that on Suds Media. Just take a look.
Yep.
I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And I've been Angela with Matt and Kat.
All right.
Have a good day, everybody.
Goodbye. Remember to swing for the